Although no strangers to footballing success, Argentina have had to wait 36 years for their recent World Cup triumph. This unlikely victory occurred in the Arabian Peninsula, Qatar specifically, and has prompted many to ask, is the Argentina World Cup team the best they've ever had? Resounding earth tremors have been felt the world over in the last 3+ weeks. The whole world watched and purred on as we saw an Argentina moment. It is worth mentioning at this point that this conquest is the third time the South American team has lifted the highly revered and coveted trophy, with earlier victories in 1978 as the host nation and 1986. La Albiceleste is now the third most successful team in the history of the FIFA World Cup, third only behind Brazil with 5 cups and the duo of Germany and Italy with 4. The white and sky blue team claimed their first title in the summer of 1978 under the stewardship of head coach Cesar Luis Minotto. Notably, this was the last edition of the World Cup that featured the 16 teams format. Of this lot, 10 were European teams, 3 from South America and 1 apiece from Africa, Asia as well as North America. Although the host nation went on to win the championship that year, the victory was blighted by multiple allegations. Will Hersey would eventually write an article titled "Remembering Argentina 1978, the dirtiest World Cup of all time." Such was the weight of it. There were controversies of all sorts, ranging from domestic politics to supposed match interference and match fixing by the country's dictatorial military junta government, who initiated a coup d'etat 2 years earlier. The authoritarian government sought to use the competition to score cheap points and garner legitimacy on the international stage. Due to the political turmoil, some countries, principally the Netherlands, considered boycotting the tournament. However, ultimately, no nation withdrew. Another contention was that the hosts played all their first round games after other results had been decided. FIFA eventually ruled that the final 2 games be played at the same time, beginning from Euro '86. Further accusations arose, with La Albiceleste being on the receiving end of several favourable calls in their match against France. France was denied a seemingly obvious penalty courtesy of a foul by Argentina skipper Daniel Passarella. An unnamed French player was said to have heard the referee say to the skipper, "Don't do that again please, or I might have to actually give it next time." More disputation ensued in the second round against Peru. Upon Brazil's 3-1 victory over Poland, the hosts required a 4-goal margin to advance to the final. Well, they did progress after a 6-0 mauling of Peru, which brought further questions. Up till that point, Peru had only conceded 6 goals in 5 games. Quite strikingly, suspicions of match fixing began prior to the tournament, with Hungary's head coach Lajos Barotti saying everything, even the air, is in favour of Argentina. He further added that the success of Argentina is financially so important to the tournament. The host nation did go on to defeat the Netherlands in the final by 3-1 in extra time to claim the top prize. The legendary Mario Kempes scoring a brace and claiming the Golden Boot and Golden Ball awards. But again, the match was not without its own controversy, and because of this, Netherlands opted against participating in the post-game ceremonies. Understandably, this was Holland's 2nd consecutive final defeat to host nations. A Diego Maradona-inspired Argentina would go on to repeat the feat 8 years later at Mexico '86 under the leadership of Carlos Bilardo. The tournament marked the second time that the 24-team format was used and welcomed the introduction of the knockout basis in the second round as opposed to groups. Maradona, who had missed out on the 1978 winning squad on account of being too young according to the manager Scaloni, led the team to glory. Vital to note, this edition had less drama than their previous triumph, with the exception of the quarter-final clash with England. The 1978 champions claimed the gong and finished the competition unbeaten. Throughout the tourney, the Maradona-led team put in a strong display and the captain's influence was felt all through. In the first round, they finished top of their group, navigating through in a seamless fashion. In the second round, they narrowly overcame a Uruguay side, complement of Pedro Pasculi's strike in the 42nd minute, and the match ended 1-0. As the business end of the competition waxed on, the eventual winners found themselves paired with the Three Lions in a revival of the Falklands War. This match goes down in history for featuring two unforgettable yet distinct goals by the Golden Boy Maradona. The first, an illegitimate goal scored with the hand dubbed the Hand of God, and the second, a 66-yard solo dash in which the advanced playmaker decimated 5 English players en route to scoring. A goal voted as the goal of the century via a poll on FIFA's website in 2002. They toppled the English 2-1 and advanced to face Belgium, who they walked over in the semis thanks to 2 goals from the skipper. The white and sky blue defeated West Germany in a tense final fixture that ended 3-2 and saw them reclaim the FIFA trophy after 8 years. Argentina made unsuccessful attempts in 1930, 1990 and again in 2014. On each occasion, they came in at second place. In the 1990 final, they could not defend their title as Maradona was less dominant and formidable with an ankle injury. In the 2014 edition, it seemed everything had come together with the combination of squad depth, experience, flair and determination. However, it was not to be as they faltered at the final by succumbing to a 1-0 defeat at the hands of the well-oiled German machines. They did try again in 2018, but a first-round knockout by eventual champions France halted them in their wake. After the dismal outing at the World Cup, then assistant manager Scaloni took over the senior coaching position as caretaker manager, and then the rebuilding process began. Scaloni would prove to be a very integral part of the jigsaw that has birthed the recent on-field successes. He undertook a revamp of the team by picking as many as 10 uncapped players in his selection, opting rather for youth than replicate the previous mould upon which selections had been made. Many of these players now found themselves playing together with their idol, the delightful Messi. Though unproven, this unit would do anything to make their nation proud. Their 35-match unbeaten streak prior to Qatar 2022 is proof of that bulldog approach. Make no mistake, this group would also do anything to ensure that Messi finally wipes away his international stigma by getting him an international trophy. 2019 to 2020 afforded them time to gel and bond as a group. In 2021, they clinched the Copa America after a spirited performance in Brazil. The unit functioned as one and even defeated Brazil at the Maracanã. Was it luck? Italy was next in line and soon found out at the Finalissima as they were hammered 3-0 by La Scaloneta. La Scaloneta came into the World Cup with the 36 years' hope of a nation on their shoulders and delivered in the most humbling of ways. Although starting out with a shock defeat to Saudi Arabia, the group showed character and resilience, dispatching both Mexico and Poland with 2-0 apiece. They did go on to see the scalps of Australia, the Netherlands and Croatia in the semi-final. Now, all that stood between them and history was the Mbappe-led France. Ahead of this showdown, Wayne Rooney had this to say about the Finalissima winners. They are almost a working-class team, in the sense they're stubborn, hard to beat, and they'll fight. Fight for Messi. Fight to stay in the game, knowing that if they do, their captain will win it for them. They are a team of scrapers who just don't know how to give in. True to his words, the team did just that, and their captain did win it for them, putting in a player of the tournament performance. What do you think? Is the current Argentina World Cup team the best ever? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you. Bye for now.